there's a 50 million people in America that are microchipped. By 2030, they're trying to microchip the whole U.S. Where's the U.S.? Where are you in that war? Are you part of the chippers? Or are you trying to arrest their people and leave them and change policy internationally to shut down? I just do this for fun, bro. And to heal people. Pass subliminal messages and binding through the power of the Holy Spirit. Charismatic gifts of the Holy Spirit. Practicing abstinence until I get the microchip out. Or I find a woman that knows I'm chipped, is open with me about hating my enemies and getting rid of it. B2K is not trying to get this chip out of me, dude. I don't know what they're trying to do to me. Oh, I do now. The whole plot has been revealed. They're all trying to arrest me and throw me in their full civil commitment so they can lobotomize me with their dopamine blockers and LSD. Covering up on fucking microchip, dude. This song literally happened to me. This one's fucking. For the whole time, all these fuckers were trying to toe touch me when the TP gang leader when I was on 63rd and St. Clair. And I was led to a Nazi hangout spot, gay hangout spot. And then I found a compressor I was trying to scrap in an abandoned building. He started toe touching me, trying to. Toe touch. With the, I don't know if it was a Ravenclaw or if he pulled up a few blocks down the whole neighborhood heard it, or if it was a direction speaker or a direction speaker. B2K was already assaulting me externally from the outside radio towers and probably drone directional speakers since September 2020. But I saw the Man Pussy, Pocket Rocket in Detroit, outside the Detroit Rescue Mission, July 2019. He walked up to me with a black Chevy Tahoe, looked to the left on the ground and said, "This is the one." I walked away, sealing a ritual in my consciousness. Then, my apartment, whoever got me my Eden housing apartment on East 55th and Broadway, took me away from my status on the west side and scrapping the CMHA I got permission to do, and I got a F450 pickup truck, F450 dump truck. A partner of mine I was going to work with. I had permission from the demo company to scrap it. I was going to make $3,000 to $20,000 in December to February 2021. Went to my apartment, bugged, bad, made me jack off. laid me out, made me think of this a man that was posing as a woman upstairs. Fucking 11 levels of MK Ultra, traffic going by. I took my shopping cart February 2021, went to the train tracks by Amtrak tracks by 55th and St. Clair by Marjorie, and camped out there. Was led to the spot, hangout spot, found a compressor. That's when the Tippy Gang leader attacked me on US soil, pocket rocket. And the first thing he tried to do was put me under Gnostic occult ritual. I felt it, and tried to toe touch me. And I thought to myself, this nigga trying to toe touch me? I mean, this nigga bitch trying to toe touch me? Excuse my language. I said, I knew what this shit was. I waited till they hacked my Facebook. And with Chelsea, I was trying to save her conversation for legal purposes. They deleted it in February of March of 2020. And the Tippy Gang leader from that point on, my left arm's fucked up, did not stop harassing me every day with the U2K, with the microchip I was unaware of at the time. While I was behaving all erratic through the city of Cleveland, and while I was behaving erratic through the city of Detroit, while I was behaving erratic through the city of Cleveland and Parma since 2012, Occupy. If I was a microchip then, who was the microchipper of the Occupy? What organizations were they a part of? Who was governing the frequency? If not Chip prior or the other time. To combat P-Stones, gang stalking, and Adamoffin gang stalking, and anyone in the Pocket Rocket people who accused my public behavior with all the traffic too that was going by, monitor every car when I was homeless, and every actor that walked by me, what they said. Stealing Chelsea's love room, covering up the murder, and accusing my behavior of falsified, weaponized psychiatric misdiagnosis, and triggering me to behave erratically without being able to heal. This is how the world continues. I hope these recordings come out. I hope I'm actually doing it. You know that video, no glory. V2K always says, he said, every time I listen to it, and then it repeats in my memory because it's a serious war stuff for Ukrainian and Russian, Slav, and they say chitate, kadate, every time that I say chitat. This one. They did it. They just said it. You know what that does to you, Slavic people? When people talk to you, a man in masculine, feminine. Dialect of Cyrillic, and neither teach you how to mesh the subhuman, the enemy. You know why they do Chitaki in this song, Russia? In Ukraine, Slavs, the V2K Adamoffin? Because it scares the fucking shit out of them. Shit out of German. And Comanche. This dude be doing some crazy shit. Look at this shit, man. So they're taking me away from me. That's a perfect 360, man. And they criticize our behavior because we wear hair so they act like this. With the Holy Spirit. Martial arts and the Holy Spirit as falsified, weaponized, that we didn't do email quakers and shit. And opinions of others through super phrases and persecution and stuff. Look at this dude is a big dude. The dude quaker. That's a big dude, man. When I saw this, bro, I knew what it meant before the war happened. That's all I gotta say. When I saw this shit, and people thought it was funny when I was thinking about it. They laughed at me. And I knew what it meant, dude. Okay. My mouth just made me noise like good boy mouth. You hear how I talk from my family cycle. From direct flow. This is one of the most important videos I ever seen related to the V2K, Adam Waffen, Order 9 Angels, illegal microchippers, and
Greetings, fellow viewer. My main work, as you may have noticed so far, I tackle depth psychology and dark triad personalities. I share some unrelated self-help videos here and there to spice up things while I try to be original, as in my previous one on self-discipline. Today's book, however, couldn't be less on topic. I'm not teaching mind control, neither does the book. It merely exposes the tactics for self-defense purposes of dissonance and discontent, and since the central job of the mind is to sustain mental stability, it'll automatically repress your old personality for the sake of maintaining psychic balance. Your mind is tricked. Other than neutrality, you're more susceptible to mind control.
Eye closed, and I had to like bow to the left. What is that supposed to mean in their false system? I just hated how cool I was, dude. You know that Mongol video of Genghis Khan in their war? Where he sends the first crew out? That's what I would have been as a rider, dude, with my crew. Independently. Flat out. Fucking that was... By now, if they didn't lock me up in 2016, however that happened. Take a look at how that happened. Take a look at the doctors. Take a look at the Sting Operation Entrapment in 2012 and being bugged, them knowing about it, and then playing the psychiatric weaponized psychiatric game. Forced civil commitment, forced injection. And it ruined my life to this day. Every time people, even I called this number yesterday, this girl was saying, oh, well, it looks like he is. Someone said, what the fuck does that even mean, dude? In relation to everything I discussed, and your knowledge of who I am. No disrespect to you. I like that bass line right here. I try to deliver myself in the V2K saying they're unconventional gay, making me think of them lick my ear. And they're probably masturbating to me because they're forcing me to go under Lucifer in German neo-Nazi, Gnosticism, Freemasonry, to obey their sexual function over my own free will. To say no, to be quote-unquote fitted by Gnostic, Freemasonic rapists, molesters.
Hey everyone, gather around for a song. I'm gonna take my little keys real quick.
Cause I was right in the area where I create. And then the lobotomized process just
Let's see this later. I hope
it's
I'm not.
disgusting. That's literally the decaying of my rider ethnic mind. My pair of glasses, man. And will not let me pray the Jesus prayer until I hail the devil, force my phallus to be raped, molested by a Freemasonic occult, Gnostic 33rd degree, pocket rocket V2K, Adam Waffen Division, Order 9 Angels, Comanche Peace Stone, and the hit put on me by the headquarters of Adam Waffen and whoever this gay, Nazi, German, Serb, Danish, UN, NATO, Italian, quote-unquote neo-Nazi terrorists they call it military, tied to the U.S. military. Why he's there? I lost my train of thought. What's his name? He said he made $500 a day off of me. How much did the chip cost? How much does the frequency cost to transmit to my consciousness every day per hour? Blackstone sabotage. Of course they do. They don't understand that I am not being property. And I don't want to be in their organization. I can't. Because I'm not a Mason. Any Almighty Black Peace Zones in the Catholic Church, Orthodox churches of Greek Orthodoxy tied to Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew.
Let's see. I'm fucking around.
Neo-Nazi collaboration, Freemason, Gnostics, infiltration. They need to be watched if they could convert, and they need to renounce those organizations before entry. That's how I diss them publicly. They dose the Eucharist, sex traffic the faithful, and bug people's houses, blackberry goblin, and microchip implant. Look at all the agents in the Ohio psychiatric industry. They dose the pharmaceuticals in the pharmacy. They dose the pharmaceuticals in the mental health industry. They dose the food through Section 3024 of the 21st Century Cures Act. We have to abolish that. Sign the petition at change.org. Repeal Section 3024. I signed it. I got about 3,000 signatures so far. We need 100,000.
Yeah, well, fuck that shit up.
Obama signed it in. Look at the person that wrote it. And his link to microchip industry. And the governance through the cell tower satellites. And the U.S. Space Force and everyone, FCC and everyone else.
He's on.
This is a bad song. That is bad. And notice everything that I write, copyright, that means don't try it. Because you owe me some royalties. Actually, you owe me every dollar you made off of some of my art. And every trade secret you stole from the microchip. And how you... What is the V2K Adam Waffen doing at this time? 5:01 Wednesday, December 24th. Because it's really disgusting. I just made some sick noises. I found out about 3 days ago that they said that I was bugged by Order of 9 Angels because I was in their territory. And they said, you get bugged, you end up in my territory, you get bugged. Bet, I'm gonna shut your whole fucking program down, Death Cult. And Adam Walker. And there was somebody that, a gay dude of Order 9 Angels, Adam Walker, that saw me when they microchipped me from 2012 Occupy, lured me on the Adult Friend Fighter website. However, I was first lured on there. First, check how I was first lured on there in Keystone. Who was governing the Raytheon, who was Ravenclaw, if I was microchipped the frequencies, and that the house was bugged, microwave hearing, from the heater unit, AC, and any drone stalking. That aside, there was someone on that website observing me from the Adam Walker and Order of 9 Angels that wanted me. He wants me right now as a Freemasonic, agnostic, occult sex traffic victim to him. And they're trying to subject me to forced submission of complete sexual slavery, objectified as the entermesh, Freemasonic coding, control words to bind me to Satan, have Satan, Baal, Baphomet, limited to Gnosticism, chaos magic. To be a gimp, literal sex slave trafficking victim. That's what I'm calling it, child. And these people have been slave child is the new term for him. I'm not a slave, I'm not a fucking child, man. This is what they reduce me to. And I'm not a hoe, dude. I'm not gay or bi. So to that dude, you can totally fuck off. You're never gonna touch me. And that's, I think he's the individual that ordered the hit on me. This is a hit. Was they extracted Jesus' prayer? Learn all its secret potentials within the Christ interface of Robert Duncan's Silent Assassination Through Adaptive Networks, Project Monarch, MK Ultra, Microwave Hearing, Chip Implementation Programming, Gang Stalking, Traffic, Street Actors, of the Microchipper Empire. 2. Force me to obey Satan and their fallacies. Be subjected as a weaponized psychiatric diagnosis, so I'm discredited my intelligence. I can't practice my psychosomatic technique of hesychism because of the untermesh crystal knot, according to the V2K. And I say the name of Jesus until I worship him through submission of Lucifer, and they override me by rate molestation, 1 to 3 to 5 seconds of military dialogue dogfuck. Since September 2020. 1 to 3 to 5 seconds every 24 hours. Hitting me with a Freemasonic trip. Catholic at 29, 30 years old.
Back in the early 40s, we know that the U.S. military was experimenting with the large grain of rice type RFID chips in our soldiers. Then they transitioned into the 80s into a small grain of rice. And into the latter part of the 90s, they became even smaller than that, approaching nano size. And now we're dealing with nanotechnology, which are 2,000 times the width of a hair. And these are controllable robots that can be programmed and operated with a joystick off of an Xbox.
We're trying to live in space this loud. Those that are linked to the microchip programming of me and Pocket Rocket. Neo-Nazi Adam Walker division ties to how he sodomized the V2K. They said they didn't want to, for the record. that made him tied to the Atomwaffen. Look at this shit I found out. That's what they're practicing on me. This is my X account. Data file. Look at this shit. X account data file. Of every post I do. Of code. It's kind of coded to my subconsciousness and the world's interaction. And like right here. Microchip frequency. Subliminal advertising. You could tell being an ethnic Slav of Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church, non-Mason, non-Gnostic, kind of Greek Orthodoxy. If I did have a falsified mental diagnosis that the DSM actually existed after the creation of Operation Paperclip in the CIA, OSS, NSA, in America, international, that you could have, I come from German Nazi reparations, from being captured and enslaved by my grandmother. However, the V2K's family is linked to anyone from that plantation until the whole village, and after, to where she was forced to refugee camps in India. Because the Ukrainian told her after she was liberated, don't go back to Ukraine, because the Soviets, the Red Army that took over Ukraine, are taking all the Ukrainians from Germany to Siberia. So she heeded his advice. That's how we ended up in America. Calling me schizo, stating I'm schizo, real gay. I had to make that noise. I literally couldn't lose all control of my bodily function when they do that. It's really disgusting. It makes me feel like sick as fuck. And V2K stated Germans think that's sexy and they get sexually stimulated.
Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. He be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lined and chalk. I really hate to
They're covering up the microchip, calling me schizo, dude. Flat out. Anybody that does that, no, the real ones, it's act. They're actors. It's a narcissist trick to discredit somebody by calling them crazy. They do it every single day and make income off of it. If somebody was quote unquote with a mental illness and or schizo, why the fuck would you make a reality TV show on him that he doesn't even know, his family doesn't know, with a microchip, governing the frequencies, with the hits on his life, sex trafficking him, forcing him to behave homosexually, discrediting his ethnic mind to an Aryan system of control, thinking that's superior to his own intellect. And Slavic science, metaphysics, physics, theology, in relation to non-Masons of Christian churches. And the thing about it is it's like, why would you call that why would you do that to that person when you look at the history? Who, what, where, what, or why, how? And covering up their abuses every second, covering up their involvement in sex trafficking of the victims, covering up their involvement of Section 3024 of the CARES Act, and fitting people with rape, molestation, and MK Ultra, thinking they could even use that on civilians without neural rights laws and laws for intellectual property that is stolen.
She worked at Cracker Barrel before she got killed. And at the time she got killed.
And while she got killed, for the record,
as a patented slave.
Look how close the tower is to the fucking exit where she left the bar and while she was in the bar.
And then completely robot
whatever's going on in the bar with the microwave here.
Sleeper cells. I guarantee every shooter was microchip. They never scanned them.
Or manufacturers had LS-27 or any kind of other chemicals.
I guarantee you any transgenders most likely microchip. And it's probably
like 50 feet from the building. I don't know how far I'll look up how far the signal can go.
Blackout
to manipulate the nervous system. This is where she would climb down. This is where she would have got on her train right there. It dragged her all the way here. When I got off house arrest and I walked, the first thing I did was walk there. There's still blood on the track. And in relation to where she died even. From where she got on the train. Look how close that shit is.
Bro, do you see that said Cracker Barrel on that advertisement?
Watch out, everyone.
Right next to the cell tower.
Yes.
Who was operating the cell tower and satellite? If there wasn't drones, who was at the bar before she died? Was she dosed?
Look up, I forget his name. He's a whistleblower.
Watch even the subliminal TV radio and the music.
And Barry Trowell.
The five men arrested. The five men arrested in a foil plot. The five men arrested in a foil plot. The five men arrested in a foil responsible. The five men arrested in a foil plot. The five men arrested in a foil plot to blow up the Route 82 bridge over Cuyahoga Valley National Park have been indicted. Douglas Wright, Brandon Baxter, Anthony Hain, Connor Stevens, and Joshua Stafford each face 3 charges, including attempted use of a weapon of mass destruction. 2 of the charges carry a maximum sentence of life in prison. Good evening, everyone. I'm Leon Bibb.
And I'm Lee Jordan. Meanwhile, new information helped the FBI
now. Fulton and Franklin. A weapon of mass destruction.
I don't know if they were MK Ultra microchips or persuaded by Shaquille O'Neal to invite me over along with the plot.
And I'm Lee Jordan.
If they did, they got me. They tried to include me in the Sting Operation Chapman of Joint Coalition Task Force the day before it happened. And I declined it. I said some shit while I was drunk that they forced me to say to make me look like a terrorist. And that's just my war mind, but it's just like I was testing them to see if they were trying to damage infrastructure, or I was testing them to see if what their plan was with all this shit. And I didn't know who to talk to about it. And I thought that it was a setup. And then I didn't know who to call about it. Now I know why, because the FBI were in on it. Obviously they did it. What pissed me off about that shit was why don't FBI agents come in, Sting Operation and Chapman agents come into these terror cell groups, Muslim or not, and convince them to go to school, convince them to turn their life around, negotiate, persuade them to Jedi mind tricks, to get a job and do good things. To this day, in relation to myself right now, in relation to that.
Azir, who was paid to work with the FBI, was to face a judge just last week in one of his criminal cases, but that hearing was rescheduled. Police wrote in this report last year that Azir hired a group of men to load cabinets he bought. The check for the cabinets was no good. Azir's last known address was at this house. Someone who answered the door today said, no.
It's
kind of troubling what the government did here. John Pyle, the attorney for 20-year-old co-defendant Brandon Baxter, said his client identified Azir as the man who approached them last fall at Occupy Cleveland, but ended up being a paid FBI source. It's shaping up like a genuine entrapment case. Pyle says when it came to Hatch, said his client identified it's shaping up like a genuine
agent and let them know, like, hey, bro, we're going to put you away unless you change your fucking life.
The defendants had no money, no means, and no experience, all of which were supplied by what Pyle calls
that's the whole problem with FBI Sting Operation in China. And then with the directed energy weapons, MK Ultra, Project Monarch microchip programs, and those are government frequency with the gang stalking the street actors. And those are chip people, and not just simply ghost them with pheromones in their cars when they drive by them, walk by them, bomb them before they enter a building, put it in their food, in the grocery store, in the restaurant, fast food restaurant, whatever, jail,
this started back in October of 2011, and
during those months, there was a lot of encouragement
to be obey a dark plot instead of 2011. Shape them up to be like, hey, bro,
during those months,
you're really a radical. We're watching. Why can't this? I'll go up to one of these people. If I was Sting Operation Chapman agent,
fake detonation devices.
I'll go up to these people and say,
but, that's downstream. I mean, this started back in October of 2011.
We're watching, flat out. First thing I said, we're watching.
Months, there was a lot of
we're about to set your ass up in fucking prison, federal.
Going on by the FBI,
if you don't cooperate with us right now, turn your fucking life around. Then you tell them, go to school, or get a job, or get away from what you're doing, or we're going to set you up. And that's all you got to say to a fucker. And then the person goes, oh shit. That's not what they do, bro. What do they do still with no accountability? What do they do with no accountability with Sting Operation Entrapment? When people do non-consensual pornographic revenge porn, Sting Operation Entrapment, black web, dark web, pornographic distribution and sale by those agents that were recording of Order 9 Angels, Adam Walken, neo-Nazi, Freemasonic occult, Gnosticism. They never show who was governing the Space Force satellite and the cell towers, and if there's directional speakers, and if the house was bugged, if they were gang stalked or not, why they were led there, and if they were dosed through drinking or smoking or whatever, eating, and if they were conscious or not, if they were fitted or not, and why was there video evidence? That's what it all comes down to. When Pocket Rocket releases these final videos on Nazi-run television channel I don't have access to for kids to watch when he's masturbating as a supposedly an FBI agent, private of the United States government. First of all, he doesn't look professional. First of all, he makes Comanches look stupid. First of all, he makes fucking America look stupid. How disrespectful and ridiculous he is. And everyone sees through his shit now. And with that said, why was there video evidence? What did you do with the video evidence? Everyone jacked off to it. Then he puts it out there, everyone jacks off to it. That's defamation, bro.
It's not about what the groups are a part of.
And it was forced to happen. That goes back to when I was a child, and there were some things that happened between my family members and who was involved with the Raython Ravenclaw, and if it was being filmed, if there was bugs in the house again, and the MK Ultra, if there was microchips, and what groups were they a part of, and what they did to the child to seal them with ritual, Gnostic, Freemasonic specifically, using it against them. To discredit them for life. Ruin their family. That's what this shit comes down to, bro. Fuck off to the MMA industry. Fuck off to that shit, dude.
They fail to do it then, they're gonna fail to do it.
You don't let people be fucking freedom fighters. You don't let people overthrow the fascism. It's designed like that to microchip them, to microchip the prophet.
Church, Masons, occult, agnostic, whatever. But based off of the facts of the last video presented about Shaquille Azir, the informant that set up Cleveland 5 that almost lured me the day before they did it. They tried to make me ask me to join their group and tell me they had that, and they wanted to see if I wanted to go along. I declined. I tested them with a question in the video to see if they were trying to damage infrastructure, and they said they approved that they did, and I didn't know how to report it. Turns out I didn't have to. With that said, I should have had an attorney to this day. But I went ghost.
Attorney approached me after the Occupy was closed down because of this shit.
I always had a problem.
Cleveland Joint Coalition Task Force literally set up the entire international Occupy, for the record. After the cover-up of 9/11, after the cover-up of 9/11, the creation of the DHS, and the signing of Obama's terror watch list.
I always had a problem since I witnessed that firsthand.
That we still need answers to this day as to who did it, who caused 9/11, to create the Patriot Act and the DHS. That Chapman group of 2012, whoever created the Occupy, I heard it was a Blumenthal setup, whoever Blumenthal is. And it was to round up all the free thinkers and revolutionaries, radicals who opposed Nazi fascism in the United States and the central banks. And the FBI creation of Eugen Bueller, Capins, ties to Freemasonic occult, Sigmund Freud psychoanalysis. So we can separate between church and state.
Inside job of Nazi CIA, NSA.
If someone approached, they set up the entire International Occupy off of that event. You have to understand that. So when you want to see how important I am as a human on Earth in relation to what's going on right now, understand my victimization. If I was a microchip who's governing those frequencies, who led me to that house, they try to put Action Jackson in the fucking 8 to 11 year federal terrorist prison sentence of a year-long entrapment the day before they did it, dude. That's how smart I was. That's how strong I was. That's how, to this day, FBI can't do anything to Nicholas Andrew Shapiro. Because then they tried to, and I escaped the execution. It's a gift from God. It's a corruption. Just like everything, buddy, that's on me right now, dude. With that said, they set up the entire International Occupy. I'm setting up the churches through that Occupy as a Rico the Setup Kid.
Manipulate their consciousness.
Not available, not affiliated Rico the Setup Kid. Whoa. That's why I came up with the name Whoa. I came up with the name Whoa because I'm like, okay, if the F-Feds try to put me in prison, a name came to me through the MK Ultra and stuff, and the bugging with Baba Maria's Zerxon, and the cell towers, and microchip. And they, I read the scriptural passage of Psalm 120, I believe. It says, woe is me that I dwell in Mashik, that I dwell among the tents of Kedar. I am for peace, but when I speak, they are for war. I thought, that's my new name. And then when I'm on the street, I thought to myself, I'm done with the FBI. Done. You should have never did that to me.
Democracy, free market system.
But I said the story straight from the rest of them.
Just to keep it in perspective. Neuroscience and understanding the United States.
With that said, they couldn't get me then, they can't get me now because the agents that are on me now in the FBI are a part of that Joint Coalition Task Force, Pocket Rocket, B2K, Comanche Rhythm Frequency Controllers of the NSA, CIA, Operation Paperclip.
U.S. ally during World War II.
They can't do any. That's why they're doing this shit to me. That's why they're trying to cause my heart to stop, bro. Because I just won't obey them. Because I'm a freedom fighter, dude. I'm against everything they stand for. My post I posted today on Christmas was one of the most important posts in history. I can't record it. I want to record it and put it on my YouTube. That sums up who I am in relation to everyone else with Mammon, Hot Satan, Freemasonic, Agnostic, Illuminati, 33rd degree, with the separation between church and state, of active ascetic, lay monastic, trying to be Orthodox, Greek Orthodox Christian since 2009, joining a monastery or just landing in a monastery and practicing the psychosomatic technique of Orthodox psychotherapy. Christian. It's a contradicting system to the separation between church and state, with everything discussed. They wanted to steal the Holy Spirit through it, incorporate me, and patent me into the Christ system of Robert Duncan's, silent assassination through adaptive networks. And living space, specifically the entire populations of Earth, but the Russian Slavic people first.
I had to observe
the robot controls into the Freemasonic occult sex trade, sex bribe, sexual submit through sodomy, and forced submission through sodomy, opening up the third eye to a demon, the one who entered your anus, and for that purpose, with LSD dosing, not consensual microchipping, after they raped, molested you to fit them, before it happened, for however many years before you were born, in relation to the people that did it, when they made you make a non-consensual pornographic video that they all masturbate to ritual, watching you on camera with voodoo, to steal you with their phallus cycle and their vagina cycle, to make you obey them, with the 10 families that run the earth
to
with
this
the
day, I just
satanic
never understood
bloodliner
that. So I
families of
lost
the
all
FBI,
trust and
CIA,
respect
a Nazi
from an event that I
billionaires,
had to experience.
ties to
It
rich
changed.
communists,
It taught me
and the
security
Freemasonic
on a level
33rd
beyond
degree occult
federal
Gnosticism,
of the United States.
world domination,
And being an
oligarchies,
international myself, family being from
that governed
Ukraine,
33,
coming here in the 1950s after World War
within the
II.
Christian Masons.
So that's all I have to
Martin
say. The
Luther
United States government, you should start implementing
should have
that and
joined the Greek
investigating
Orthodox.
9/11 and investigating what I'm saying and doing something about the CIA and the NSA and the microchip programs. I did yesterday. Accidentally, I got kicked out of 2100 on November 13th, Thursday, November 13th, 2025, as soon as I got there, because Stanley and this bald-headed fucking wannabe tough guy who get paid working at the shelter talking like this to certain people, thinking I'm some fucking Aryan, but I'm a Slav from Nazi reparations, so you better watch how the fuck you talk to me, and it's the last time I'm gonna tell you that. He's like, he told me to take my hood down. I said, I'm paralyzed on my left side. What's it called? It's gonna take me a minute to lift my hands and take this off. I keep it on 24 hours a day. Well, you gotta take it off now. And I said, I gotta talk to you about something. I don't care. You don't gotta talk to you. I was gonna make it back. Start by calling them and labeling them a terrorist that you created, and you're the terrorist. You set up their name. And the Patriot Act was really a Nazi plot for Xerxon. And they keep I stated FBI specifically. I'm going to record my X-Files, what I did last night, for a very interesting comparison
Clip my left brain,
Taoism
prayer
and
process
the
in my left arm,
Christianity
and
and natural medicine, neuroscience contribution with the United States panelists. I'll put that together here in a minute, but understand what I stated. FBI specifically that worked through Shaquille O'Neal's entrapment through the Joint Coalition Task Force related to Kash Patel and the rest of the FBI and United States altogether. Understand what I said as a survivor. Why couldn't they do that? Why can't they abolish certain agencies, prove 9/11 was a conspiracy, and then the creation of the DHS and the Patriot Act was really a Nazi plot for Xerxon. And they keep trapping people to do shit when they don't convince them not to, and that's a fucking crime, bro. That's the real crime. It's over. Not only kids that I'm getting arrested by posting all this up and so on and so on. Not only is that the real crime, as I just talked about, but when you do that to the individual, you set up their family, you set up their neighborhood, you set up their friends, you set up their acquaintances from birth, everyone, and you take over that area through your marketing of the individual through federal tax funding and calling them and labeling them a terrorist that you created, and you're the terrorist, and then you 24-hour gang stalk them with weapons of mass destruction and terror tactics because it's a Nazi wrong regime within the United States, oligarchical, tied to international terrorism. We had the Nuremberg trials. I'm trying to show Israel. I'm in Palestine, specifically.
And I don't know
within the conflict zones of 2025. I don't address all the rest because they're all related. As to why Israel and Hamas are both Nazi funded.
B2K said somebody cried to me inside this busting. Fuck off to goddamn Bone Thugs and Harmony, stupid ass contract. Instead of walking out the room, and it's ties to everything we're talking about in East Cleveland. Making the Freemasonic massive report. Everyone that I don't know anyone in America. They obviously don't have to get paid by the B2K said that they're neo-Nazi, agnostic, Freemasonic,
you think I'm pretty, bro?
You use a chip in my ear tied to Adam Walker and calling me a terrorist.
They think I'm a pretty boy.
I'm not a
They think I'm some Aryan. Does he want me to walk up to his goddamn fucking car? I swear to fucking God, bro. I'm sick of this bitch.
Didn't give me $1. Stole my trade secrets when I was illegally civil. And used it for everything that it was not supposed to be used for. I didn't display it to nobody.
Motherfucker tried to intimidate me the whole goddamn time, bro.
for a gram of weed by 44th and Lorraine.
Won't say shit. Trying to intimidate me the whole goddamn time like he gonna shoot me or some shit. Huh? Pull away! Now!
And they used my military design patented the design artwork of my neural processes in relation to hesychism, the bicycle. That's all my art is. And the wounds I have from childhood, the MK Ultra, and the microchip. I was documenting the microchip really, from the Occupy, looking back on it.
Few people refused to sign and walked out. A few people refused to sign and walked out. No few people
So for the last time, Peace Stones, Almighty Black Peace Stones, let the world know that Nicholas Andrew Shabutis is not one.
And walked out.
Is
Nobody
not
stopped
owned,
them.
is not owned by them, is not their property, and doesn't want anything to do with
Curiosity
them
got the
motherfuckers.
best of me.
That's right.
A man.
Because I'm not a sex object. Anybody that masturbates to you thinks you view as a sex object. Non-consensual video entrapment surveillance, you're going to watch it,
Absolutely.
and then you're going to masturbate to it?
Would you be willing to swear before a judge and jury, having placed your hand on the good book and taken an oath before Almighty God himself?
Just give me that chance.
They use my artwork in subliminal advertisements, the Almighty Black Peace Stones and the Comanche,
That's what I thought.
directly linked to me and the international public for everything it was used against. My artwork was non-subliminal, military design, first class, without NASA, as an independent contract, autonomous sovereign, free will, with due process, within the U.S. Constitution in America, as a civilian, to protect my neural rights and my intellectual property from being stolen by those who patented my artwork and used it for binding, energy binding, subliminal sexual stealing of my soul through soul harvesting, psychic vampire energy collection of the microchip, and how they force people in MK Ultra to submit to their fallacies, destroy the hesychist, the Orthodox tradition, and the Gnostic 33rd degree Freemasonic Illuminati. And let the world know that the Peace Stones will never touch me. They run the psychiatric hospital. They run the pharmaceutical industry. They run a microchipper empire in Cleveland, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan, linked to Chicago, LA, Blood Gang, Illuminati, Bloodliner family, Satanic Bloodliner family.
At the height of breeding season, a band stallion fends off bachelor stallions, eager to claim mares of their own.
Made a pop. My head.
At the height of breeding season, a band stallion fends off bachelor stallions, eager to claim mares of their own. For Phyllis, it's an opportunity to see how strong these bands truly are.
The Gruyot is Jupiter, the gray, and he is tormenting the band stallion Knight, who's a roan, and he's keeping the bachelor away from his mares. He's positioning himself in between them. This is getting a little more serious. I can tell you, Knight will not back down. He will fight to the end for that Palomino.
They view me as a sex object. They got who in the Peace Stone, Almighty Black Peace Stones, was the setup girl to be married to. So all this comes down to. It's in relation to Pocket Rocket and disrespecting my disclaimer on my X and my YouTube. I get the message to anybody that masturbates to me, that watches me on camera to this day. That's not a Cossack Ukrainian explaining to everyone what Adamoffen's doing in my ear. Tied to the Comanche Peace Stones. The government switches, put them on public television. Put the V2K in my ear and the Comanche living frequency controllers that joystick control me on public television 24/7. And find the consensual chips that monitor my sexual function and everything else, like the Tippy Gang leaders, And or my right ear just made a sick ass pop, dude. And put them on public television, remote neural monitor their thoughts. Let me see here. We took a thing, you having schizophrenia. Like Rogae. Bro, they repeat that like 200 times a day since about 2023. Like, who does that, dude? Who does that to somebody who even was, quote unquote, diagnosed with that? You know what I'm saying? As a human. Like, who does that? With everything else they're doing that I exposed. Get a fucking life, dude. They're covering up their tracks. That's all this shit is, dude. For living space, generating life. To microchip the entire population of Earth to advance whoever's controls things. Who started the microchip industry? I had to swallow a sick Ukrainian sound like something that took the